many people are stuck on this fear of what if I fail? But actually, failing is the only way that you're going to realize this is my way and this is the correct way to do it, is failing.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to a new episode for Finding Purpose, where we dive deep into navigating loss and how we can find purpose through those losses. Today, I'm joined with a special friend of mine, Amir Lima. He is the CEO of his own company, has a lot of insights, a lot of experiences to share with us today, which I'm very excited about. And I know not only you guys will learn, but I will today as well. So welcome, Amir. How are you today?
Thank you so much, Silvio, for the opportunity to share somebody here. I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm doing amazing, man. Thank you. You know, it's another day and another blessing, really. You know,
Like that.
I think that every day is a new opportunity to grow.
Yes.
And so when we see it that way, I think that we can start really taking advantage of our time, you know, and taking advantage of who we want to be in life. So what do you think about that?
Absolutely. Well, if you're alive, you have still something to do.
Yeah.
Like every day, God is giving you a purpose
Yeah.
to fulfill. I'm really excited to have this opportunity as well to share some insights about my journey. Obviously, some conversations as
Yeah.
well about like spirituality, but
Yeah.
also business and stuff.
Totally.
So yeah, really excited.
Beautiful, man. Thank you for being here. It really means a lot. I'm your host, Tulio Hidalgo. Thank you for being here, if whoever's watching. And let's get to it. So, the first thing, just tell us a little more about yourself, kind of a little bit of your background and who you are today.
Of course.
Yeah.
So currently, I'm the CEO of my company, Xpandify. What we do basically is we work with brands. We help them with all their e-commerce operations. So we mostly focus on Amazon, meaning that that's the way we optimize sales for them. Currently, we are working with several companies, several employees around the world. Now the team is like 25 people. So
Nice.
and it's all remote team, so it's
Yeah.
pretty nice because it's people that I never seen in person,
Mm.
But we work very closely, and we've been able to build a very excited team. In my personal side, I'm from
Yeah.
Bolivia,
Olivia.
21 years old, and I moved here to Miami like 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, with a dream, like I wanted to do exactly this, and it's what I achieved. The journey was pretty long because I started back when I was like 13 years old.
Really?
Yeah, on the business space. And that led me to many failures, many experiences throughout those years that end up giving me the confidence and the skills to really scale a business. So we can tell, Expandify was the main and the first success I have because like all the other experiences I had previously on business or e-commerce really was just a training,
Totally.
Yeah.
Man, that's incredible. Only at 13 years old, you already started aspiring on creating your own business. So,
Correct.
what inspired you at such a young age to create your own business?
Yeah, Tulio, one of the things that is in my brain is that you have two very powerful tools in order to drive you to a certain goal. Usually it's motivation or pain. Okay, so most people usually have pain, but they don't know how to use that pain to move forward, to move towards their goals. So when I was 13 years old, my parents had a business. That business went through many struggles. And I saw them, struggling financially and mentally and all this situation that really, affected me because like I was going to school like as a normal kid, but I really wanted to help them. I really didn't like to see, like, for example, my mom having a hard time and stuff. So I decided, I really want to get into business. The people that I see on social media or around me that are successful usually are business owners. So I'm going to learn all about a business. I'm going to create a business and I'm going to succeed. And that
Mm.
was my, my first thought back
Yeah.
then. Obviously, didn't succeed immediately because like success takes many, many
Mm.
years. But at least was the beginning, So the real reason behind that wasn't like a motivation, like, I am an entrepreneur, I have these skills, or I have this business idea. And it's not the very common reason why people start a business.
Mm.
Like usually it's because they are struggling financially, or they have something that they think can really help other people because they suffer a lot from that problem. So
Mm.
yeah, it pretty much was a way to escape that pain and to solve that problem. So that really motivated me. And I think one of the skills that I developed back then that still nowadays is very useful is how to turn pain into motivation.
Mm.
Basically, there's two types of people that everyone has pain, and we all experience hard things and stuff. But really, there's the people that they know how to turn that pain into motivation, or at least action.
Yeah.
And there is the people that just pain bring them down, and they get depressed or anxious about that. So it's really a skill that all of us need to develop in order to turn that pain into motivation. As is, like a very powerful tool, even more than motivation,
Mm.
because like motivation fades away,
Yeah.
really quick. But usually the pain you feel can last longer.
Yeah.
Usually it's not like very easily to get rid of the pain you feel.
Totally. So I think it's incredible what you're saying, and I'm thinking about those who, through pain, stay stuck and don't move forward and don't take action. For those, what advice would you give to someone who is struggling maybe through pain and can't find a way out, can't find purpose through that? What advice would you give that person?
Okay, so if you're feeling any kind of pain, maybe it's heartbreak, maybe it's seeing other person that you love is struggling, maybe it's you're struggling with something.
Yeah.
Usually we don't know how to deal with that because like society labels pain as bad.
Mm.
Okay, so when we are feeling pain, we usually turn to things or like vices or stuff that really are doing just more, like harm to our bodies and our minds and our souls.
Yeah.
But I would say it really depends on the type of pain, because like everyone has their own way to see things and to experience that pain. But just think about, for example, let's put as an example that some friend that you were doing business with, this person betrays you.
Mm.
Okay, that's like pain.
Yeah.
Okay, and most people would take the action or change the mindset in a way that, okay, like I'm not going to trust anyone else. I'm going to
Mm.
close myself. So that's usually the immediate response. But what I would suggest in that specific example is you can tell, okay, like I'm going to show this person that I can succeed without him. Okay, maybe it's not the best motivation,
Mhm.
or like doesn't sound like nice.
Mhm.
Okay, but
Yeah.
in the beginning, you're going to
Yeah.
realize
A little bit.
that pain that you're feeling is going to give you motivation. Maybe that motivation is going to show your, for example, if your parents don't believe in you,
Mhm.
you can do the things that you really want to do to show them that you could do, that you are capable of. So
Totally.
it's basically develop this mindset on how to turn that pain into motivation, but by basically setting something that you want to show to someone or to yourself, maybe.
Yeah, it's like it kind of sounds to me what you're saying is kind of learning to honor those experiences. Like, yeah, this
Exactly.
is happening. I'm going through this. Okay, but what can I do now moving forward to honor what's going on now to become someone better?
Correct.
So like
Correct.
using it as fuel.
As a fuel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's really good. Now, what are some personal challenges that you've faced as you've built your business, and how did you navigate those challenges?
Okay, this is a good one because in the business field, it's really it's really a paradox because when you're starting, it's when it's usually the hardest. Okay, because you don't have skills, you don't have connections, you don't have the mindset, so it's really difficult in the beginning because usually also you don't have clients, you don't have money, like there is many problems going on. But once you start like, okay, taking steps, maybe baby steps, but taking steps towards building that business, okay, you start making more connections, you start failing, you start learning a lot about yourself, about the problems you're facing, and some of the challenges that I face is, I think, pretty similar to what any entrepreneur is going to face in the business journey. So one of the main ones is that it's really hard because we live in a culture that basically people don't really respect in a business way young people. Okay, so for example, if someone young is starting a business, it's going to be really difficult to convince like a company or some like big entrepreneur to do business with you because like you're young, you're starting. So that's one of the main challenges that I faced. Basically, confidence. Okay, because like in our society, especially Latin culture, it's very common to see that as you get older, you get more successful. But here in the US, you can see the like not the opposite, but you can see pretty successful young men, women for sure, that are changing the world in some industry. So that's one of the challenges, main challenges that I face. Confidence,
Yeah.
okay, and the other one is obviously struggling financially at the beginning of the business because you have to invest, you have to do everything yourself. It's really hard to delegate because you don't have money, you don't have knowledge. So pretty much you lack everything at the beginning, but you have to have the resiliency to keep going on that path, and that is going to help you build confidence, skills, networking, and all the things that you really need to make your business successful. And that takes years. So entrepreneurship is not
Yeah.
like they want to show you on social media. It's not like this very fun thing that you're on the beach on your laptop doing millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Not like that. Yes, like one day is like that. About like 10 years after building your business, if you never give up. So yeah, I struggle
Yeah.
with like many things, but the mentality is like, okay, if I give up, I'm going to start from zero again. Another business, another job, another like whatever. So it's like making sure that okay, you keep stacking those gains. Maybe some weeks you feel like sick or whatever, or you don't feel well, and okay, you're going to make less progress, but still you're making progress. So just make sure that you make progress and you don't give up. Like I know it's like so, like everyone says, don't give up, but the meaning of that is truly like you are very compromised with the result, with the process, and whatever it takes. Maybe it takes 2 years, maybe it takes 5 years. For some people, it takes 20 years. So it's really like commitment to the process and the result.
Yeah, I think what you're saying, I, for example, really resonate with, and I was just having a conversation with someone yesterday about this, and is how great things take time.
Yes.
And we live in a society where, at least in social media, it portrays that, you can get quick money and do this quick 30 days and you win this amount of money. And the
Yeah.
reality is that things take time. And so I think what allows us to build that resilience that you're talking about is when we commit to something that we truly desire, something that we genuinely are have a burning desire to create, because that's what's gonna help us when we have bad moments, when we have painful moments, to keep on going. Because if we're doing something that we don't really aren't committed to and we don't really want, then we're gonna give up very easily. So so I think it was just important to stand that out, just both that things take time, and when
Absolutely.
you are gonna do something, because it takes time, you must love that thing that you're going
Yes.
after.
Yes. And as you say, social media is a place where people post the best moments, the best highlights, and we are so used to that we are not logically thinking, oh, like this is just a highlight or of
Mm.
like the best moment of someone's business or someone's life. But yeah, it's like we are living in this mental state all the time that we are comparing ourselves with the highlight, of other
Mm.
people's lives, and we think, oh, like my life sucks because like
Yeah.
I'm not living those like crazy things and stuff. So it's very not I would say it's not a good thing to really spend a lot of time on social media, especially if you're trying to make some progress on your business or yourself.
Hmm.
And the other thing, I was watching this podcast about dopamine. Very interesting because like if you compare our generation with like older generations, our generation has a big problem, and is that pretty much we have so many like like things, activities, social media, everything that truly is affecting our dopamine receptors in our brain. So basically, we have these dopamine receptors, and when you're scrolling on social media, you're eating junk food, or, for example, well, this is like a bit more extreme, but
Hmm.
like drugs and stuff, or even alcohol, has a impact in your brain that basically gives you like this dopamine hit in your brain, and your brain starts to raising like the minimum level of dopamine that you used to have. Now it's like way higher. So the activities like working, going to the gym, or having conversations with other people that give you like way less dopamine, you now you don't have energy, you don't have motivation to do those, because all your body, your brain is asking for is those like high rewards activities. And the
Mm.
problem is, if you think about most of the people in our generation are one click away of from like any social media, any like content on the internet, any information. So I really think that the main problem of our society, and especially our generation, is that they don't have the motivation, neither the drive to do hard things. That usually boring things, hard things, are usually the ones that help you build yourself, build a business, or build whatever you want to build. But when you are just like in this very high dopamine all the time states, it's really difficult because you don't feel like you don't have motivation. So basically, if you
Mm.
cut all those things off, you're going to realize, okay, your brain is slowly, like it's going to take about 30 to 60 days, but slowly you're going to go back to the normal levels of dopamine.
Mm.
So you're going to feel like more happy, you're going to have more motivation, you're going to feel more driven to do those hard things that really is the bridge between where you are today and where you want to be.
Dude, I'm thinking right now because uh, even sometimes when I sit down to study and I sit down to read and I have to sit down and focus,
Yeah,
I do have it is challenging at times to immerse into what I'm doing, because you're so used to that dopamine, and
absolutely.
even I consider myself someone that monitors my use of my phone.
Hmm.
And so it's like still probably because over the years of building so much dopamine, now that I'm cutting it off, it's still like there. So it's like when I sit down and focus, it takes longer for me to actually to immerse into what I'm doing. If I'm reading something, if I'm studying, so I definitely think that lowering our like usage of social media can help us to be more focused into what we're doing and focus in our growth and into growing our
Absolutely.
business. How you're saying.
Yeah.
So one thing that I wanted to ask you about, your journey in building your business is if you did it all in your own. Did you do it all on your own, or was there a point where you were
Um,
like, wait, I have to start getting people involved because
yeah. Well, I would say maybe the first 4 years of my entrepreneur journey, I did all myself. Okay, because we have this like Superman, mentality
Yeah.
that okay, for example, editing a video, I can delegate to someone that is pretty good at that. Obviously, it's going to cost me money
Mhm.
or maybe time to train this person and stuff. Or I can do it myself. I can learn how to do it and do it myself. So that's the mentality of most entrepreneurs. They want to save money. They don't want to pay other people for things they could do themselves. So this mentality is very dangerous because you are basically each time working more towards things that you can really delegate. So I
Mhm.
started delegating not really long ago. I would say 2 years. Yeah, 2 years ago. Well, 1 year and a half
Yeah.
ago, I hired my first employee. So basically, on the campaigns and everything that I was doing for two companies, I decided, okay, I'm going to train this person. I'm going to record the whole like trainings that I give this person through
Mhm.
Zoom or whatever. And so when I want to grow the team, I don't need to train them again. So I have, for example, trainings for every department, every position. Some that I give, some that other people in my company, or external trainings. There is really good trainings out there. So yeah. Then I start like hiring two other guys that basically were friends, helping me with the business. And now it's changing a
Yeah.
lot. Like this week I hired 4 people inside the
Wow.
company. So the company is growing at a pace that I never seen before. But also like this is like putting pressure on me to really learn how to delegate, build teams and stuff. So it's a skill.
Yeah.
It's a skill because you have to um, look at people and say, okay, this guy has talent, attitude, discipline, and the skill, that specific skill, you can train. You can train them. Nowadays, everything is learnable.
Yeah.
So
We're
yeah,
in a learnable. I was looking at this like small documentary that was talking about like way before in the past generations, uh, being able to read and write was what would get you
yeah,
kind of ahead,
correct,
and now it's learning. The more your ability to learn quicker, it's what will help you progress and get
absolutely.
opportunity. So I think what you're saying is good. Now I kind of want to segue a bit more into the topic of loss
Mhm.
and purpose. As you know, and as I've mentioned before on the podcast, for me, it's an experience that really resonates with me because at such a young age, I experienced the loss of my mother. And so for me, that's an experience at a very early age made me reflect in life, reflect on purpose, reflect on, okay, if my mother passed away, then why am I still here? And it was like started igniting something in me um, to go after purpose, to seek for something more. So I think navigating through those experiences and how we navigate through those experiences make us who we are. And so I wanted to ask you, has there been any defining experience in your life with loss that has changed your perspective about loss and purpose?
Um, to be honest, like more than a loss, or how I find purpose in my life is pretty much through pain. Not really a loss, like it's not like someone passed
Mm-hmm.
away, but through pain, mainly because like when I was, yeah, the same age,
Yeah.
maybe like 13 years old. Not only like I was seeing my parents struggle financially with the business, but also in a school, like I hated school.
Mm.
Like I really didn't want to be there because like I felt that all the time that I was spending on school, I could be working, learning something else, doing business, or doing something that
Yeah.
really can help my parents. But
Mm.
besides that, I also went through I would say social isolation, because like I can say that I suffer bullying, because in my school, they were like nice people, like Catholic school, so not too bad. But yes, like social isolation, maybe like like I had a really hard time socializing with people, making new friends. So I used to have much of the time alone. I spent a lot of time alone, and that helped me to reflect, find purpose, as you said, because like
Mm.
what I'm feeling, like I'm not like it by people. um
Mm.
so those kind of pains is what really helped me begin my journey, and usually it's not for a like very good reason. Like usually your journey starts because like someone dies or
Yeah.
something happened in your life. But it's I guess it's like something that progressively changes into a more god fulfilling purpose, because like today I don't want to show to people that I'm successful. It's not the same things that inspire me in the beginning. Like nowadays, I have a very clear purpose, um, because I want to honor God. I want to honor my parents. I want to honor the people that work with me. So when I wake up in the morning, it's not like my motivation is not like, oh, I want to make more money. It's not really.
Mm.
Is oh, um, one of my employees sent me the other day a photo of his daughter. I think she's like 2 years old, and he was with her, having a good time in a park. So those kind of things made me realize, like, man, like I'm really need to like grow this business so this person and this little girl can have more opportunities in the future.
Mm.
So it's like you start switching the motivation and purpose, from yourself and everything is about you, to other people, or even like people you don't even know. Like for example, impact. You want to impact people through the podcast. You want
Yeah.
to help other people hear a message, or maybe uh, some of this resonates with
Mm.
them. So it's truly that, and I think those are the most powerful forces, because like there's nothing that can move you more than see other people happy. At least for me,
Mm.
that's my like how I am.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think that when we start doing something because we want to serve others, how you said, it's a big driver, and it
Yeah.
makes us move. Um, and so a lot of things come to mind as you speak, but one of them is what we're setting our motivation for. Like if we're only being motivated by making this certain amount of money, then then when we're talking about business, it's we're setting ourselves up for failure in a way,
Yeah.
because at the beginning we have to make investments. At the beginning we're not going to win money, so it's okay. If I'm not going to win money at the beginning, then why am I doing this? What am I really doing this for? Do I want to offer a service to serve others
Exactly.
and have an impact in others' lives, or am I just going after the money?
Yes.
Does that make sense? Now, you also mentioned God when you were talking, and so I wanted to ask you, how has God played a role in your personal life, but also in your process building your business?
Absolutely. So look, I think that when you're motivated by money, you can grow uh, to a certain extent.
Mm.
Like you're going to hit a ceiling where you're not going to grow more because like you already have the money, you already have what you wanted, you already have a good lifestyle. But in my journey, I think, first, I think
Yeah.
that God gives us a purpose, like from the really beginning of our lives, and we have a mission. And we have very different missions. Some missions are, I would say, more like, okay, like your mission is to make sure that you change the trajectory of your family, for example.
Mm.
But from my childhood, basically I felt that God wanted me to be really big entrepreneur or really big businessman to help other people, because I saw many people are struggling in my
Mm.
country, around me. And I thought, like, who's going to help these people that I love? And with the time, prayer, I started discovering that God wanted me to do something through business, and that was not the end goal. So basically, for me, like,
Mm.
business is a platform, okay, that basically God gives me to impact others people lives. So for example, in Expandify, we have something called, like, it's like a department. So it's like Expandify Army.
Mm.
Okay, this is all about personal development, spirituality. So this department is in charge of helping our team to develop themselves spiritually, mentally, and physically. Okay, so basically self development. Um, and I love that. Like,
That's
I love
incredible.
to, I love to help other people to have conversations, because that's really the way God wants us to behave, and God wants us to do. Because, like, His promises that, okay, like, He came to this world to die for us, Jesus. And basically, we as disciples of Jesus, what we have to do is fulfill our purpose. So if I can have a conversation with someone about, like, faith, um, basically maybe I can give this person some insights that finally is going to save his life, or is going to inspire this person to do big things in his life. So it's truly, for me, it's truly impact. Like, if you ask me, maybe today I could just relax a little bit, have my business. Okay, I already have, like, success and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's not really about that, because, like, the drive and motivation that I have is bigger, and is a really impact. One of the things that God placed in my mind, in my heart, is in the future, I also want to have like a podcast or
Mm.
something that I can impact other people, other young entrepreneurs, and obviously, like, help people in other ways, not just like mentally, spiritual, but, like, if I can have like a foundation, charity, or something, I would love to do that. And truly a big purpose. I think is really dangerous. Like, success at an young age
Mm.
is risky, because it's very easily, you can get lost very easily on materialistic goals or people, and you start surrendering yourself with people that only think about money. And I'm not saying like money is bad or anything, like, it's
Yeah.
it's, it's really useful tool that helps you grow, helps you basically impact other people. But um, really, when you have God in your heart, when you're going through a business journey, it's going to help you to stay focused on what's important. And
Mm.
you don't have, like, you shouldn't basically distract yourself with these things, and keep God in the center of your life. Like, it's cool that you have this talent, or you're doing business, or you're studying this, or you want to do these projects, but I would say prioritize God, because, like, as He promised, if you chase and you prioritize Him, all the things are going to be added to your life.
I think that before we can go out and go after our purpose and go after what we want, we first have to connect with that source of love, with
Yes.
that source that gives us life, and that's, for me, that's God. And so I think that when we prioritize that, it's like that net of the spider web. I was listening to this morning to this audio, and it was talking about, in a spider web, what keeps it all together is the middle
Mm,
part. And so that middle part is God in your life. You know,
absolutely.
if that is not there, then the rest falls.
Yes.
So I think what you're saying is very important. And I think when we set our motivation or our happiness in external things, we set ourselves up for failure, because we
Absolutely.
realize that external things are only temporary. We're going to, as we go through our life, we're going to lose people, we're going to lose materialistic things. So that makes us sit back and think, okay, so then what's really important?
Yeah.
Okay. This is something I was speaking with someone who is thinking of creating their own business,
Okay.
but he's stuck with fear. What advice would you give to someone who is stuck with fear and wants to create a business?
So fear, usually we fear failure because we don't want to be embarrassed, especially in front of people that we care about. And one of the problems is that usually when you are fearing failure, you may be also surrounded to the wrong people.
Mm.
Because like if you have like certain group of friends, as for example, and this group of friends are always like joking about your business or the ideas you want, or each time like someone's tried something new, they made fun of this person. Well, obviously you're going to fear failure because like
Yeah.
you don't want to tell your friends, oh, like I tried this and I failed. But besides
Mm.
that, I think that we have the wrong concept of failure. And I
Mm.
realized that this like no long time ago. And is that if you want to be successful at anything, especially business, and you're young, you should be chasing failure. And this sounds really
Mm-hmm.
extreme, really crazy. But when you chase failure, what's that? So basically, failure is when you're chasing failure, you're chasing speed, and you're chasing trying many things as you can possibly in the time you have. So you can discover, okay, I failed here, I fail here, I learn, I fail here, I learn, and I pivot to the goals or to the different ways that I tried. So the fastest you try, the fastest you're going to learn, and the fastest you learn, the fastest you're going to get to the goals you want. So it's a paradox because many people are stuck on this fear of what if I fail? But actually, failing is the only way that you're going to realize, oh, like this is not the way. Like you can't read it. You can't, yeah, you can hear podcasts. You can read books. You can ask other people their opinions. But at the end of the day, the only way that you're going to realize this is my way and this is the correct way to do it is failing. And what happened to me is that I failed like too much, man. Like six, seven businesses that didn't work on Expandify a lot too. Like clients that didn't work, or they didn't pay, or this or that, or projects that didn't work. But
Mm.
like every time I have a failure, I'm glad because if I fail like 5 years after this moment, it's going to be more expensive. Probably are going to have a family, so is the cost is going to be like more
Mm.
risky to fail. But when you're young, you don't have anything to lose, just your time and your pride. So it's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's. I remember my life coach, once told me that, um, thinking about it this way, like, yes, you're here and you want to get here, and if you're just stuck in fear, you're just gonna be stagnant. But at least if you fail, okay, you fail, but you learn something, so then you bounce back.
Exactly.
So at least you're making movement
Yes.
through that span of time.
Yes. Speed is more important than perfection. So I would try to move myself as fast as possible, fail as sooner as possible, so I can learn from that and truly, like find the way that it's going to really work.
I think what you also mentioned about the people that we have around us was
Absolutely.
very important, because yes, people usually project their own fears onto us. So if we're trying something out of the box, if we're taking action, they tend to give negative feedback, and so that doesn't help our progress. So it's like
Absolutely.
analyzing, is my environment aligning with where I'm going, with the person that I want to become? And so then that becomes a decision that not everyone is willing to take, I believe, is to shift their environment to align with where they're going. Because we as human beings, I think the natural thing is we get comfortable, with the
Yes.
environment that we're with friends that we've grown up with for such a long time, that it's hard to make the decision to wait, to observe that, oh wait, their mentality is no longer aligned with mine,
Exactly.
and their way of being is no longer aligned with mine. So I have to make a decision, and that decision, uh, it comes with a cost. And so it's like, is what you want? Do you want it bad enough to make the decisions that are necessary to go there?
Yeah, absolutely. I think most people have fear also to, they fear not to find the right group of people, or to don't have the opportunity to make new friends. And if you realize it's a very like non-logical fear, because there's a bunch of good people in the
Yeah.
world. So why would you fear like losing one or two friends that are really holding you back? um, the environment is way more important than we think. Not only because you're hearing conversations, maybe a negative conversation with people that when you share your dreams, they tell you, ah, come on, you're not like that, you're not capable, or they just joke about your dreams. For example, when
Hmm.
someone shares with me their dreams, I will never joke about that, never, because I know that that unconsciously can affect this person. Like if someone like enters this room and tell me like, Amir, this year I'm going to start my business and make $1 million, believe me, I'm not going to laugh, because like
Hmm.
I don't want to destroy this person confidence, and confidence is the most important thing. It's very very important. But when you're thinking about your group of friends, truly why you like, the reason you should have friends is because like they are going to bring you up, they are going to root for you, they are going to cheers when you win.
Hmm.
And that's the type of friends you should have, because if not, I would recommend isolation for a certain period
Hmm.
of time, where you go on a journey that transform your life, transform your mind. And once you're there, okay, you can find new people. Because the problem is that, okay, why you don't change the environment is because like I don't have people that I know that are successful or have this mindset. So if you don't find that people, or maybe they are not around in your environment, what I would recommend is isolate yourself for a certain period of time, maybe like 3 6 months, one
Hmm.
year, and just go all in yourself, all in your fitness, all in your business, all in your mentality. And you will realize that once you get there, you're going to start attracting those people, opportunities, and everything. But if like, it's very difficult to take that decision, because like in my case, like for many years, not even like 3 months, 6 months, many years, maybe like 4 5 years, I've been alone. I've been alone. I only had my brother, but no friends, because like the people I used to hang out with, they were making fun of my projects, of my dreams, commenting on my YouTube videos, like back then when I
Hmm.
was 15 years old, like, oh, such a loser, or things like that.
Hmm.
So those type of friends are not your friends, are truly enemies
Hmm.
to your dreams. So yeah, I would recommend isolation for a period of time if you don't find a new group of friends. But usually now you have social media, you
Mm.
have networking events, you have many things where you can hang out with like-minded people that are going to bring you up and root for your success.
One thing I wanted to mention when we're talking about removing ourselves from environments that are not helping us, I think one, what keeps us there is we conform and we want to please the people around us. We want to please because it's like this human nature that we have, and so um, rather than pleasing them, when we take the initiative to remove ourselves from that environment, we're actually serving them. Why? Because it also gives those people an opportunity to reflect on their own life and,
Absolutely.
okay, why did this person leave? What am I not doing in my life? What do I need to improve on? I think it also gives the other people an opportunity for growth. Does that make
Absolutely.
sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
And yeah, you mentioned your brother,
Yes.
and you mentioned that for a long time they had to be isolated. Like he was that person that was there, and that's what I wanted to ask you. Back when you were 13, that you were going through all these challenges. Um, who were the people that were there for you? You know, because I believe that when we go through these challenges, the people that we have around us is key in how we transition
Yeah.
through those experiences.
Absolutely. I would say my family, especially my parents and my brother. Like we are very close together, and all the things that we do is together. Like my brother works at Expandify, my company. Well, our company
Yeah,
because like we have this together. Also, my parents, my mom works on Expandify, so
mm,
basically we work together. We do everything together, so it's a very close family. Thanks to God,
that's great.
and that helped me a lot because like that was my safe place and it still is.
Yeah,
So it's very beautiful. I know, I'm aware that is like something that is not very common. Like
yeah.
much families struggle with divorces or just like situation between or inside the families.
Hmm.
So I'm being very blessed on that aspect. Always my parents, my brother support me. Well, at the beginning they didn't believe on those dreams because I was maybe a bit crazy, I
It was.
was but still they decided to support me, they decided to root for me, and now they're very happy about this. And the relationship I have with my brother especially
Mm,
is very special, um, because we do everything together, and the days that I'm feeling bad, maybe he's feeling good. So it's like a compliment, where you can go further with a team. Usually that's why you see these big companies. Usually it's not like one person that founded the company
mm,
and grow the company. Usually there are brothers or like business partners, but it's very powerful when two people have one vision. So thanks God we
mm.
have the same vision, like even like family values and everything, and that's why we decided to do the business together. We have all our friends are in common, like both we have the same like friend group.
Mhm.
So yeah, that helped a lot.
Yeah, totally. And one thing that I also wanted to pinpoint, when we remove ourselves from environments that aren't helping us, I think that having that time of isolation and to work in ourselves is
Yeah,
important, because as we start working in our being in ourselves, then we start attracting people that are also working in
absolutely.
themselves. And so it's like that takes off that worry of, oh, am I going to meet new people? Because as I work in myself, I will attract these
Yes,
people.
absolutely.
I'm not saying that you have to sit down and just stay in your room. No, you still go out, but you're gonna go out with a different attitude, and
Exactly.
that attitude is gonna attract people with that same attitude.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
thing is that the people that have the right mindset also are very picky with their
Mm-hmm.
friends. So when they realize, oh, like this guy has the same mindset, he seems like being a proactive person with goals and stuff. Yeah, they are going to want have the desire to be around you. But like, don't expect in your current situation, maybe you're just trying to change. Don't expect people that already change or they are like way ahead of
Mm.
you um, being part of your friendship group.
Yeah.
That's why I think you need that moment of isolation where you truly work on yourself and
Mm-hmm.
you become like someone that really can bring value to those people. I'm not saying like friendship alone is not valuable, it's very valuable, but also these people want conversations, interesting conversation. They want to share with you goals and stuff. So um, if you're lucky, you can get in one of these rooms with people that are way ahead of you, and
Yeah.
that's going to inspire you. That's going
Mm.
to help you. For example, if I see back how my whole group of friends change, is amazing. But also, I surround myself with way older people, like 50s, 60s, 70s sometimes,
Yeah.
but extremely successful people. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with one of our partners, business partners. Maybe he's in his like 50s, early 50s.
Yeah.
Um, but, like he has pretty much everything that any young person can wish for,
Mm.
like private jet, Rolls Royce, like all these
Yeah.
things. So when you start surrounding yourself, like I'm the only one on that circle that still doesn't have a Rolls Royce or a private jet. So it's like, oh, like you feel like the pressure to work towards that. And
Yeah.
in those conversations, it's like very common or normal, like, oh, like $1 million, $2 million, like not too much, not too
Yeah.
big deal. So those things really impact your mindset and your
For
mind.
sure.
And if you are lucky and you can surround yourself
Mm.
with people that have that mindset and they are achieving big things in life, that is going to be very contagious
Totally.
for you. Yeah.
Totally. How do you think those people who are going through pain um, can find purpose through that?
Okay. So, um, first of all, if you are going through pain, you are very blessed. Maybe you think you don't, but actually, sometimes um, when I get in a comfortable position where I'm not feeling any pain, I create artificial pain. And I'm going to
Mm.
explain in a minute. But if you are blessed and you have natural pain, meaning that something happened to you,
Yeah.
or you are going through many struggles or situations, or there is something that is causing you this pain, first of all, you have to think about how to use that pain as a
Mm.
motivation and as something that can push you and inspire you to get to the place you want to be. So, for example, this, like there's this famous like reels and trends of people breaking up with their girlfriends,
Mm.
and then they started gym to
Yeah.
go to gym.
Yeah.
So that became something really famous, but is at the end of the day is the capacity of turn that pain into something
It's,
useful. And usually you're feeling pain because something is not put together in your life. Maybe it's because like you have a health problem, and maybe it's because like you're not exercising, you're not hydrating yourself, you're not treating yourself well, or maybe you are too stressed or something. Maybe you feel in the pain of not having the relationship you want, or maybe your current relationship is bringing you a lot of headaches. So in any of those aspects, areas of life that you can suffer pain, just think how I can use this pain as a motivation to achieve the things that are going to be a relief for this pain.
mhm.
So, for example, someone that is suffering bullying, for just as an
Yeah.
example, can have the motivation of learn how to fight or start going to the gym to protect himself. But it's going to be way different than the person that is only going to the gym because like it's trendy, or like everyone goes to the gym. Who is going to be more motivated? And that's if you are fortunate enough to have pain. But if you are in a comfortable position, because I also know people that they are very comfortable, they don't feel in pain, they don't feel motivation, they don't feel anything. Just create a artificial pain. As I said in the beginning, like pain and motivation are those two different things, and I think pain can move you forward more than motivation. So like I'm not labeling pain as bad. It's just like you create artificial pain, meaning that, for example, cold exposure, like ice baths and all those things create physical pain for you and are really, really good for your mental and mindset and strain and fortitude. Or if you want to create some psychological pain, for example, is like I force myself to grow my business to a certain extent. So, for example, if I set high standards, high expectation for my business, for myself, and I don't meet those goals, I'm going to feel psychological pain. And I'm going to be driven to do more things and to take more actions to get to the place I want to be. So basically, is that combination. But if you're fortunate enough to have something painful in your life right now, just think about how you can use that in a way that can take you to the place you want to be as a motivation, but also creating pressure for yourself.
I think that when we have present with us that we each have a purpose in life, that we have a mission to fulfill, I think that allows us to, as we're processing this pain and we're going through these challenges, to see more beyond.
Absolutely.
To reflect and sit down and see, okay, yes, I'm going through this pain and it hurts and I need to feel it because it's part of life. Then seeing that, reflecting on that and seeing that we have a purpose, that we have a mission to fulfill, helps us kind of to transition. Yes. Okay, yes, I'm going through this pain right now, but this is helping me to develop to my full potential.
Exactly.
So, Amir, I could sit here all day and talk more. I really love this conversation, man.
Thank you so much. I absolutely love it. Thank you for the invite, and we have to do more episodes.
Totally,
in the future.
Guys. Follow Amir in his social platforms. I'm also going to leave a link below for Xpandify360 if you guys want to check it out. Maybe you have an agency or you know someone that has an agency that wants to maximize their sales in Amazon. This is the guy to go, okay? So go check him out. Amir, again, thank you so much for coming. And until the next one, guys.
Bye.